Hi, I'm Jeff,
And I'm Mary.
and
And
we
we
are
are
the
the
Old
Old
Trippers.
Trippers.
We are exploring America the Beautiful to visit her most famous landmarks, breathtaking scenery, and hidden wonders. Join us on our adventures as we travel around this great nation. About an hour north of Madison, Wisconsin, is the city of Wisconsin Dells. A popular tourist attraction, the Dells is home to many shops, hotels, and water parks. In my opinion, though, the best part of the Dells is the Wisconsin River and the boat tour up the actual dells of the river. Dells Boat Tours offers a variety of tours up and down the Wisconsin River to include scenic tours, jet boat, and ghost boat tours. Mary and I chose the 2 hour trip up the river as it promised the best variety of sights, including the famous Witch's Gulch and a dramatic jump by a dog from one rocky ledge to another.
I'd like to start out by introducing your crew. My name is Mike, and I'll be your pilot. I'll also do some of the guiding on the tour today. I am what you call a local. I've lived in the Dells my entire life. So if you want to know what this area was like before they built water parks, just let me know and I'll clue you in. Actually, when I was 8 years old, I lost my father, so I went down to the streets of Wisconsin Dells and shined shoes and made enough money to buy my school clothes. That was when people wore shoes that needed shining. I think I'd be out of business today. After that, I went out to Lost Canyon. That's a horse and buggy ride out in Lake Delton. And when I hit 18, I arrived here at the Upper Dells boat docks. And no, I have not been here ever since. All right, so the second most photographed rock formation on the Upper Dells is coming into view now ahead of us on the right-hand side. This is called Chimney Rock. Beautiful Chimney Rock passing us on our right. Now we only have one face or profile on the Upper Dells, and that's the profile of Chief Blackhawk. Now once again, I'm going to position the Marquette. If you'll be looking along our right-hand shoreline, you're going to see a large green slab of rock sticking out. That is the nose of Blackhawk. Above it is a slit for the eye. Down below, a slit for the mouth and the chin to the water level. And if you really have an imagination, use those trees on top as a headdress. Now, Blackhawk was very prominent during the Black Hawk Indian Wars that took place in Wisconsin in the 1840s. Now, everything has a name here on the Upper Dells. The first sister is called Kate. The second one is Duplicate.
Yeah, it is. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it, baby? Okay.
For 100 feet deep as we go through here. About 150 yards ahead of us, the Wisconsin River makes a sharp 90-degree turn to the left. This has always been known as the Devil's Elbow. And the reason for that is logging was the big industry in Wisconsin in the 1800s. All winter long, they would chop down trees, and then in the spring of the year, when the snow melts and the rivers rise and they run fast, they built log rafts, and that's how they transported lumber in those days. They came all the way down this river, down to the Mississippi, and sometimes down to St. Louis, and all the way to New Orleans, transporting lumber. It was a huge industry. But when they came to the Dells here at this elbow, it was so dangerous trying to get around it because those log rafts would crash into the rocks ahead of us on the right. There were reports of many of them injured. There was even some loss of life. So the logging company looked around the Dells area for somebody who might be skilled in boating and navigating rafts around this corner, and they found just their man in Leroy Gates. Now, Leroy Gates is one of three names I'm going to give you today that are so important in the history of our Dells area and these boat tours. When they hired Gates, he took the larger rafts put them into smaller pieces and then tied them together, and he helped them navigate around here. There was no loss of life after Gates was hired, but then along came the railroads, and all the lumber was then transported by rail. So Gates lost his job, and what he did then was start the Dells boat tours. Leroy Gates. Okay, so the entranceway to Witch's Gulch is just ahead of us on the right here. There's two towering cliffs here that mark the entrance. Ahead of us on the right, this is Sunset Cliff. It stands 90 feet high. It catches the last rays of the sun setting in the western sky. And then right across the waterway there is Signal Point. That's also a 90-foot cliff. It got the name Signal Point because that's where the natives used to send smoke signals on top of that cliff, calling their people over and around this area for their evening powwows and meetings. So Witch's Gulch is just a truly amazing place. I think you're going to just love this very much here. You're going to walk back in about 2 blocks, and the end of the gulch is marked by the concession area and restroom facilities. Now, only the concession stand at Witch's Gulch is open. The one at Stand Rock is not. There are restrooms open at both facilities, though, but if you want to get a soda or popcorn or something, this is the place to get it. This is the only snack bar that will be open on the trip today. Now you're going to walk back through there. It's a level walk. There's no incline. It's a beautiful boardwalk. And there'll be a trout stream running underneath you as you walk through there, giving it all kinds of eerie noises. It also makes a lot of the points of interest. You'll be seeing the Witch's Window, Witch's Bathtub, Witch's Falls, and Spooky Lane. Sometimes it's hard to tell which witch is which. But they're all marked by little brown and yellow signs, so be watching for that. It's a self-guided tour. Linda will lead the way in, but you'll be walking by yourself through there. You'll just love it. You'll gather at the snack bar area, and she'll give you a couple of calls for the Marquette, and then she will follow up behind so that we don't leave anybody at Witch's Gulch. It's about a 5-mile walk back to town from there, so we don't want to lose anybody.
No, really, yeah. I mean, well, I don't know.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Kids, keep looking. Okay, Ben, we're ready for Bennett, Sarah.
All right.
After the dog jump at Standing Rock, we headed back down the Wisconsin River to the dock. This had been a wonderful day with beautiful scenery and interesting history. Mary and I both loved this trip and highly recommend it to everyone.